Hey everyone! Today, I want to talk about a really important topic. I have been seeing a lot of comments in specific threads, in Facebook groups, in blogs, things like that, talking about Pinterest impressions, Pinterest views, and how they're decreasing. I want to reach out and urge you to silence the noise, so to speak, because there are a lot of people saying that they're going to go in and they're going to unclaim their account and then reclaim it back again and see if that helps. Or they're just going to delete their account entirely and then they're going to restart from scratch. And I want to tell you that you don't have to do those things, okay? You don't have to go in and try to hack the system on Pinterest by unclaiming your account. You don't have to try to change things or find the latest tip to all of a sudden boost them back up again, right? There are probably certain things that you're just not making happen consistently or you weren't aware of that need to be a part of your strategy. And so I want to make sure that you are aware of those things because trying to game the system isn't really going to get you anywhere in the long run. The algorithms are smarter than that. They know what's happening. They're going to figure out what you're doing, and it's going to cause adverse reactions and negative effects against your account. I am Laura Rike of laurarike.com, and I am a rogue Pinterest powerhouse. And as a rogue Pinterest powerhouse, I help high performing business owners, content creators, and influencers just like you grow profitably the right way with sustainable systems so that you can be found first without the tantrums over tech or trading your sleep for success. And I do this using my signature Pintastic Growth to Greatness framework. So without further ado, let's make Pinterest profitable for you. All right, so what is Pinterest monthly viewers? Viewers indicates how many people have seen your own content that you save to Pinterest, as well as your own content that others have saved to Pinterest. It includes views of content you've saved from other people's sites and views of any pins that you may have promoted on the back end using ads. You can go to your profile and underneath your profile name next to your bio image, it will tell you your monthly views. That said, as I've stated before, if you've been with me on previous trainings, that is not the best metric to go by if you're looking to measure your success on Pinterest. It's not a great indication of the engagement on your pins or the true impact that your marketing has on the bottom line. So you're not able to relate and look at, does your marketing efforts affect the traffic that you're getting to your site? Does it affect and increase the sales, the email subscribers? Those things are what is meaningful. So for more meaningful numbers, to look at that traffic that Pinterest is sending to your site, you want to go to your Pinterest analytics, and then you can sort by website clicks, you can sort by repin ratios and different things to be able to see what is working and what's not, and how to be able to have that strategy flow and be that fluid strategy so that you don't have to worry about the vanity metrics of your monthly views go down. What I do want to talk about though is, excuse me, why does Pinterest reach go up and down? And I heard this recently that there was this story or this analogy that someone gave me. And the analogy actually really stuck with me back then. They said, think of Pinterest like a stock market, right? You've all heard that Pinterest is going to be long-term gain, meaning you have to put in the effort. I tell people, if you don't at least give it 6 months and try at least for 6 months to make it work for your business, you're not giving it enough time to really know if it's going to help or if it's not really worth your time. So the analogy was, think of Pinterest like the stock market. You are going to have ups, you are going to have downs, but what you look at is the overall growth that you're gaining from certain investments that you're putting in. And so when you're looking and you're paying attention to that day to day, oh my gosh, I all of a sudden dropped, or even weekly, right? Oh my gosh, we went down 43% in impressions this last week. What the heck happened? I need to unclaim. I need to start over. I need to quit using Pinterest. It's not worth my time. Things like that are not true. So think of it like a stock market and expect that you're going to have fluctuations. You may notice that your viewers and your traffic fluctuate and go up and down, and that's perfectly normal, you guys. Most businesses have some seasonality to it. And you can compare year over year analytics in Pinterest or Google Analytics, which is what I prefer, so that I can compare the two together to see if that might be the case for you, right? To see maybe it was just a month that you really don't get a ton of traffic, and then try to put that in that fluid strategy. Another thing to consider is that people using Pinterest have a lot of seasonality to their habits. And so if you're trying to reach a certain people, you may notice a huge drop around holiday times because they're busy. Maybe that type of individual doesn't spend a lot of time online the month before the new year. Maybe they spend most of their time in October planning for the month before the new year. And so you want to try to figure those things out when you're putting together that client persona and figuring out who you're trying to reach. You're going to see slowdowns in usage, and you're going to see upticks in usage depending on where your followers live, what their habits are, what their interests are. People are going to continue with those habits, and that's going to affect your traffic and what's happening on your account. And so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that when you're setting up your profile. And I dive into this a lot more on my website and other things that we have. I also am going to have the show notes and other goodies for you. So go ahead and follow this prompt if you want to get the written version of this, if you want to see the step-by-steps, some breakdowns of how to view your analytics and more. So when you're thinking of these things, right, what are some of the reasons that you can try to pinpoint your reach went down? Because even though it's a vanity metric, you do want to just take note of it, because if your views are going up and your reach is going up, as long as your strategy is sound, your clicks and your email subscribers and your sales, whatever that goal is, should also be going up as well. So it's not that I can say 100% this is your problem, but there are a couple possibilities that you want to look into and just take into account when you're looking at these things. So one of the things that you can look at is maybe back then you pinned somebody else's content and it took off for that season, and you were playing your reach off of that. Now that activity on their account has started to die down. And so you're going to see your reach go down a little bit as well. Also take note with that, I don't pin third-party content, but maybe 2% of the time, because you don't have to anymore. Pinterest focuses on fresh content. And that doesn't mean that you just tweak the title and have the same design on the pin image. That doesn't mean you just tweak the description and have the same image. Fresh content, you guys. So you want to focus on that. The second thing that your reach could go down is you may have done something back then to write a blog post or write a review or do a video on somebody else's item, service, product, and promoted it. And they may have actually promoted it for you. I know that a lot of times when people talk about Tailwind on their blogs, Tailwind will actually sometimes promote those posts and those articles for that individual. And when they stop that, that reach is going to go down, right? Anytime you're putting money behind something, if you stop it, the reach is going to go down. You're pulling away the fire, the fuel. So just think about that as well too. If you are working with a power partner, if you were working as an affiliate, things like that. The other thing that I kind of touched on the first part is you are not adding your own new content to Pinterest weekly. Tailwind suggests weekly. I suggest daily. You should be putting out new content, new fresh content all the time. The one thing that I want to cover too before I go is what can you do to increase your Pinterest viewers? Besides picking up your copy of the toolkit, you can keep an eye on your pins, right? There's something in Tailwind called the Pin Inspector. You can actually go and look at your pins in the analytics as well. But look for engagement, right? So you go to your Pinterest analytics, you click on the engagement, click on engagement rate, click on repins, click on repin rate, feel out those things, right? Don't bother with deleting them if they're not getting engagement, but use that so that you can fix what's not working. Improve the designs over the time, improve the call to action, learn from the pins that you already put out there, so that you can continue to do more of what's working well. Also, another thing is to stay active and consistent on Pinterest. Pin daily. Even if you don't have enough content to pin 20 times a day, pin once a day. Just be consistent. Find what you can share. How can you benefit other people? What are the benefits you provide? Things like that. Just make sure that you never have an empty schedule. And then create new content. Pinterest has said time and time again, you guys, they absolutely love new content. And so you want to make sure that you're doing that. Create a new page, create a new post, link to a new video that you just did on Facebook. There are a number of different ways to be able to utilize what content you are already putting out there, right? So make sure that you are focusing on that content. If you're doing a longer post on Facebook, if you did an article on LinkedIn Pulse, make sure that you are using those in your content marketing. Those are great places to be. Those are great things to use to have multiple links to send people to. If you have questions why your monthly viewers decreased, if you are concerned that your traffic is not going to sustain this decrease, if you have seen the threads where you think you should start all over, or you should try some of these tricks that people are talking about helped them, please reach out. Please let me know, whether it's a personal message, whether it's down below, it doesn't matter. Please let me know and I will try to help you, right? The thing that you want to notice is people always talk about these hacks, but they don't ever talk about the adverse side of things. You'll always see the, oh my gosh, I unclaimed my account and now I'm back up 3,000 clicks to my blog. That's great. But did you ever see them a month later say, it's no longer working for me? Or now I got my account suspended? Or now I don't know what to do because of X, Y, and Z? You don't see them say those things. They don't come back to tell you the negatives. So don't fall for the quick fixes. Make sure to think about this as a stock market. Make sure to ride the waves. put together the best fluid strategy you can. And if you still have questions, let me know. I'm here to support you. All right, you guys, we'll catch you on my next training.